Hello, everyone. I am live. Hello, hello, hello. Cello Guru in the house. We are live, maybe a minute or two early as people come in. Write in the chat where you're joining us from. I've got my microphone today. Yay. I'm going to say hello in the chat just to see if it's working. So the chat's working for me. Write in the comments who you are and where you're joining us from. Hello, everyone. Wait, let me do that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We've Got Rhythm. This is a 4-session series that we're doing this month. Now, the purpose of We've Got Rhythm is to help you guys who need some basic work on your rhythm. Now, what I was thinking about this morning was sometimes you don't learn rhythm when you're learning cello. And the reason for that is because you're learning cello, right? It takes a lot to learn cello. So rhythm gets kind of glossed over sometimes because you're learning all this, right? And the bow, all of that. So the purpose of these classes are just to focus on rhythm. We're not going to do much cello. If we do some cello, it's just going to be on open strings, possibly on a C scale, okay? We'll see how far we get today in a short 10 to 15 minute class, okay? So welcome to We've Got Rhythm, class number 1. Maybe you're doing this as part of the 4-class series in Cello Nation, or maybe you're just joining us later for this one class. That's all good. It's nice to see you. Let's work on our rhythm. Okay, first of all, let's work on holding the big beat in our body, okay? So what I like to do is, okay, this is the big beat that you need to feel. I'm going to set my metronome on quarter note equals 42. This is a very slow, beautiful beat that's easy to feel in your body. So what I'm going to do is feel that beat. 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to identify which beat we're on. So let's say we're in 4/4 time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your eyes and feel it. Okay, why is this beat important? This is the big beat. This is the beat we're going to use and feel to divide it up into all the different rhythmic metrics, okay? For our 8th notes or triplets or 16th notes, they'll all be divided into this, okay? So that's why the big beat is really, really important. And a lot of times when you're playing your music, you don't feel that beat anymore, which is why the rhythm goes to hell. Yep, I said it, the rhythm goes to hell. Okay, so holding the big beat. So from that big beat, the division, the mathematical division of that beat is going to go 2 notes, which is 8th notes. So 2 8th notes into that big beat, right? The quarter note. Triplets, which is 8th note triplets. 3 notes goes into that big beat, right? 4 notes, which is 16th notes, right? 4 notes, it gets faster and faster, goes into that big beat. Then 6 notes goes into that big beat. So what we really have is the quarter note, then the next duple that would fit into it, which is 2, the 8th notes, then the next triple, which is 3, the 8th note triplets, then the next duple, which is 4, the 16ths. So when we're getting faster and faster, it goes duple, triple, duple, triple, duple, triple. That's how our system is set up, okay? I didn't know that for many years, so I'm telling you guys that because it makes it easier, okay? This is also what the Galamian scale method is based on, okay? All right, so let's do our eighth notes, because this is the first duple, okay? So if that's your quarter note and you're feeling this big thing, let's do twice as fast. The syllables, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that's your eighth notes, okay? And those are written with one bar on them. Two of them together, barred together at the top, okay? Okay, so now what we want to do is, we've got the big beat, the quarter note, and we've got the eighth notes. Now we're going to combine those two. What? That's right. This is what you need to do. You need to convert the rhythm from one rhythm to another rhythm in order to be able to make music, okay? Okay, so now let's do 2 bars of quarter notes and 2 bars of eighth notes, all right? Let's try it. Ready? Go. We're clapping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another bar. Now eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, it's good to say the syllables 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And why? Because then you know what beat of the bar you're on, no matter where you are, right? Okay, so that is the first one, combining quarter notes with eighth notes. 2 bars of each, okay? Now we're going to make it a little bit harder. Combine the quarters with eighth notes, only 1 bar of each, okay? You guys ready? Let's try it. 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of eighth notes. Ready, go. 1, 2, eighth notes. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, now we're going to do it faster. So our tempo's gonna be the same, but we're going to change it faster, okay? We just did a whole bar, now let's do a half bar. Half bar of quarter notes, half bar of eighth notes, okay? You got it? You gotta think faster. Ready, go. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and again. Okay, so that is the basis of rhythms from quarter notes to eighth notes, okay? You can do the same exercises backwards. So for example, that last exercise would be 4 eighth notes and then 2 quarters, right? Each time you want to say the big number so that you know what beat of the 4/4 bar you're on, okay? So if we did the eighth notes first, it would be like this. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Right? 3, 4. You want to have those numbers in your brain. You know, for the kids, I've always used like Jello, Jello, right? Because they like it. Jello cake, strawberry Jello cake. They like that, and that's fun, but it doesn't tell you what beat of the bar you're on. So that's why I would opt for these syllables that we're working on. Okay, so now we're going to do the same exercises with triplets, okay? Let's do triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you move on the beat, you can feel that big quarter note, right? Now, let's do quarter notes into triplets, okay? We're going to do 2 bars of each, just like we did with eighth notes, okay? You guys ready? 2 bars of quarter notes, 2 bars of triplets. Ready? Go. 1. 2. That's the second bar, right? Okay, now you should be identifying the first beat, second beat, third beat, fourth beat in your brain. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and because that's going to help you to know what beat you're on, okay? You're like a gymnast doing a triple back flip, landing on the right beat. That's what we're doing here, okay? That's why it's very difficult. All right, now let's do 1 bar of each of those, okay? You ready? 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of triplets. Back and forth. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. Okay, you get that? You get the feel to that? You're feeling the big beat, right? Now let's combine those two. Let's do 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of eighth notes, 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of triplets. You guys ready? So that's a 4-bar pattern we're doing. Quarters, eighths, quarters, triplets. See if you can feel what beat you're on and think 1, 2, 3, 4 each bar, no matter what rhythm you're doing. And see if you can remember where we are in the bar and where we are in the pattern. You ready? Quarters, eighths, quarters, triplets. 1 bar of each. Ready? Go. 1. Back to the beginning. Right. Okay. So that was quarter notes, eighth notes, and triplets. Okay. Now, let's put it on an open D string. Why not? Because the problem sometimes is that you can clap the rhythm, you know what the rhythm is, but when you get the hard part on the cello, you can't do it. So a good intermediate level is to go to an open string on your cello, right? Because you still have to do this and the rhythm. This is the only part you don't have to do, right? All right, here we go. Let's do the same exercise that we just did. So 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of eighth notes, 1 bar of quarter notes, 1 bar of triplets. With the metronome, thinking 1, 2 in our head, so you always know what beat you're on. We're going to do it with an open D, all right? You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. have that much experience with learning the basic rhythm. That's okay, just work on it. Here's the next rhythm. And that's going to be 16th notes, okay? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so you see how it's duple, then the next fast one is triple, then the next fast one is duple again. The next one's going to be 6 notes in one beat. Okay? All right. So I hope that this lesson in basic 101 rhythm helps you. And if it's too easy for you, yay, that means you are ready to go to the next class where we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to combine some rhythms, a little bit more difficulty, okay? But take this basic rhythm work with you always. Take it with you. When you work on it every day a little bit, you're just going to get better and better and better at it, okay? All right, thanks for joining me. Next week we'll be in same time, same place, do stuff a little bit harder. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in the comments. Let me see. I don't see anybody in here. Oh, I see Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Is Heidi the only one who's in here? Well, I said it would only last for 10 to 15 minutes, and it did. So yay. I don't see anyone in here. If you're watching this later, write in the comments. Let me know how you did on this. And I kept it under 15 minutes. Yay me. All right, I'll see you guys next week for another basic 101 rhythmic exercise, okay? All right, bye.